What is going on, guys? This is going to be a modded Minecraft basics tutorial, and today we are doing refined storage. If this video helps you, make sure to hit the like button. That would be awesome. And anyways, let's get into it. So refined storage is a storage mod, and it's probably the most simple mod out of a lot that are out there, like easier than ME system is all that. And this is what you're gonna need. A 1K storage disk is the basic, but you're gonna need way more than that. So upgrading is definitely a must, but you're gonna need a controller, a solderer, a crafting grid, a disk drive, a coal generator, and storage disk to put in this disk drive. Now if we grab this stuff out real quick, there we go. I hate when that does that. And here are all the materials you're gonna need. There might be a little extra, but if you have all of this, you will be able to make this. Now, this is just the raw material list. I didn't show every material need because all you have to do is go here, type it up, and it'll show you how to do those processes very easily. You just keep clicking until you find out. I'm just showing the basics to get you started and how to make it go by fast. So there's a lot of things to power up these with RF, but the coal generator from Actually Additions I found has been the best because it actually lasts and doesn't burn through your coal, so that's why I recommend starting with a stack, but only put about 32 in there. But the first two things you're going to need is a generator and a controller. Now you're going to need the controller once you've done all this, and you need it because to move on and make your hard drive and your crafting grid, you're gonna need a solderer. So if we go in here real quick, and this is how pretty much a solderer works. You can tell you put things in there and it turns it into that. Solderer makes silicon processors and all of that. All you have to do is click on this advanced processor. How you make that, you just click on it, you put a diamond in the solderer, and it has to be powered by a creative controller because if you click on it, it will show you what's powering it and how much redstone it's taking per tick. So that's very simple. So the first thing you're going to want to make is a coal generator, then the controller, then the solderer. Next thing you're going to want to work on is the crafting grid. The crafting grid you can put wherever, but it's good to put on top of here. You're going to need the crafting grid first because open everything up, and as you can tell, you can craft in it. That's why it's better than a regular grid. And after that, you're going to want to make a disk drive. Now a disk drive is actually pretty simple as well. You only need one to start out. Let's just pull this up real quick. And this is also going to take an advanced processor and all that, but it's very easy to make. And you're going to need that, and once you get your storage disk, you just throw them in there, and as you can tell, you can throw that in, and that is pretty much the gist of refined storage. Now the reason why I wanted to show this is because many people don't know how to start it or like how to move on from there, and these are all the materials you're going to need, all of them. And make sure to have extra just in case I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is what you're going to need. Actually, I did forget one thing. Let me just exit out of that. You're going to need 2 slime balls for sticky pistons to make the solder. And that's everything. The glowstone is actually to make the crafting grid, I believe. If we pull that up real quick, as you tell, a grid takes 2 improved processors, which is 2 gold, which I actually also forgot. See, good thing I'm going over this. So you're actually going to need also 2 gold ingots, but I believe that's everything. So if we go back to it, you're going to need 2 gold ingots, and the quartz is for printed silicon. Make as you go because you burn quartz into silicon by putting them in a solder, and not a solder, a furnace, and then you put the silicon, or just 1 silicon in the solder, and it will make printed silicon, and that's how you do it. Now one thing that some people might get confused on is actually how to make a coal generator. So I want to show that off because it's not a part of this pack. But a coal generator, you need coal, cobble, and an iron casing. And the part where people get confused is the black quartz. Now all you need is one coal and one nether quartz. And in here I don't have it mapped out exactly, but that's what the 2 oak planks extra are for. So make as you go. Don't just make everything at once. If you need that, make it then and there, not like make everything in advance, which might sound counterproductive, but it's to make sure you use all the materials correctly so you don't waste them all. But if you want to like just take a screenshot of this to know what you have to get before you start on this, I advise doing it. But that is everything. And these are the basics of refined storage. And if you want to look more into that, all you're going to need is to do that. And this is everything it has to offer. Cables, which you can actually do importers and exporters, but that's getting to where you have multiple areas and multiple types of storage. And fluid grids are for fluids like water and all that, so they don't take up bucket space or anything, so you don't need buckets. And these are just very confusing that you don't really have to get into, but this is a great basic area. Now, like I said before, you're going to have to definitely upgrade your storage because 1K storage goes pretty much instantly. So all you're going to have to do is make these storage disks, and it's kind of like, not to the power effect, but like this. Okay, for a 1K you need that, which is easy to make. But for a 4K you need 3 of those to make one 4K. And then a 16K you need 3 4Ks, which means you need 9 1Ks. Might sound like a lot of materials, but once you get up there, it's really not. You just have to make sure to make as you go. Like you're like, oh, I'm gonna need this many processors because I'm making this many to equal that. Just make sure you have it all laid out. And the cool thing about this is if I put another solder, bam, you can have another solder, I believe. If I can hop up here. If you want time to go by faster, you can actually have all those solders as long as they're in this square, and you can make time go by a lot faster. But I suggest before you start doing too many solders, make sure you have good coal so you're able to power this, and you just have to have it right next to it. And once you get through that, I suggest you start powering it differently with better storage things like wind generators and all that, which I will do in another tutorial. But if this helped you like get started and know what you need and all the materials for how to build this and how to set up and how to get the most proficient at it, please hit that like button and subscribe for more tutorials. This is going to be my first of modded series because I have a lot of trouble with it, and I feel like showing the basics really makes them want to continue and not like stress like hugely. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe and like, and peace.